Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be talking about LucidChart and how to use it. I'll just walk you through the basics of it, but if you go to lucidchart.com you can access this tool. And there are also tutorials on their YouTube channel, but right here in this video I will get you started. Alright, so I'm going to start out from the home page and I'm going to log in. Now if you don't have an account, you can also set up for a free account from this screen. But at the login screen, you can log in with your selected account. Because I'm using a Google login, I'll sign in with Google and select one of my user accounts from Google. If you're already logged into a Google account through Chrome, it'll automatically log you in, just like it did for me here. So this screen here is where all of your documents on LucidChart will be organized. As you can see, you can hover over a document and share it with others. Or you have the more options to duplicate it and share it in other ways. You can also open it and rename it. There is also the Shared with Me tab, where if someone shares a document with you through LucidChart, it will appear there and you can review it there. This is great for team working. And you can also put things into different folders and import different file types. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the main feature of LucidChart, and that's building out one of these flowcharts. So I'm going to start a new document by clicking on the plus document button right here above my content. Once you click on this, it brings up this template organization. So the great thing about LucidChart is that you can either start with a blank diagram or you can select one of their targeted templates for their graphs and charts. You can pretty much search for anything you would like. They have already ones mapped out for education. You can even use a family tree chart. But in our case, we'll be looking at programming interfaces. So I'm going to look up a tool to use with programming. So considering students are building an app, we'll just type in app design. Right. And so now it has various things related to app design. Looking through these things, not everything is necessarily directly related. Your app won't necessarily have Amazon Web Services and things, but you can go down to some of these more basic ones here. So like you can have an example right there if you'd like to see one. We'll just go ahead and open up that one. It has the blank version of it as well. So we'll just go ahead and open up this guy, this little wireframe. Give it a second to load, and you will be here. So this provides you with a good example to go off of in case you want to, go that route and build an app with a little bit of inspiration. This is also a good way to check layouts. Let me show you what the blank one looks like as well. Let me go back here, just for comparison. Going back to app design and going back to wireflow, and we'll create the blank one. So once it's created, you can pretty much see how you go about populating this thing. So with this, you can add, with this tool here, this is pretty much the template that you work on. You can add shapes and user interface items such as a button, things that are commonly on apps and devices, and really build out a nice complex little app interface. And eventually it would look something like this. But it doesn't have to be this complicated. It can be much more simple. So like say I'm just wanting to map my thoughts down. It can be something you build out in the phase as you're talking. It offers a great way for people to just communicate and make decisions without making a lot of code-driven decisions. So say this is your start screen. This is your login, and this is your home. So like here, I'm going to add some text and make it the home screen. Okay, so now pretty much we have the base of what our app will be. And from here, learners who are designing their own app can build off of this to create, a more in-depth layout and continue to add on to it and use the same document, which is pretty great. Let me show you another example, one that's not necessarily so complicated. A little bit simpler. We're gonna click back to Documents and add one of these simple flowcharts. Okay. So we're going to add a basic flowchart here. This is just from your standard templates. And say you don't even want to think about visuals, you just want to think about the process of going through loops and things. So we'll go here and you can draw things together. Um, Say we wanted this to loop back around. What we could do is we could take the pointer and kind of draw it back to the start. Say we're making a loop, you know, and you can make flowcharts that way. Or say this goes a completely different route. You can take that guy, put it there, and insert your standard text block here. Whoop. Standard text block here. And then, you can add another phase to the process. So we'll say this is where it fails. So failure. That would be like an error screen. But you can kind of get the idea of like changing things on the fly and how fluid things are. So yeah, other tools you can have in this little editor here. You can also insert, like images and slides and things, just depending on your different use of it. But you can also go on here and you can share and add a collaborator, which will be great for group projects, right? So if everyone shares and adds it with their group, they can all, in the cloud make changes to this document, and you can set sharing permissions. So say I want to go ahead and share my flowchart. I could look up from that link. I could look up my friends and have it. I currently don't have any friends on this at the moment. So we're just going to send it to Zachary. Say this is a test flowchart, and we'll just send it to Zachary. And obviously, it's going to be to people you want to see it. But also this shareable link, it operates just like Google Docs. Anyone with a link can edit and share. That sounds great. You copy that. Email it out to your coworkers or your students or whoever you're collaborating with the project on, and you can get it done. This can also be done here from the document screen. You can just hit this share button, and the same thing in sharing settings pop up. So yeah, that's kind of a quick overview of what LucidChart's all about. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments down below. I will try to address them as quick as I can. But anyway, I'm going to head out for now. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps. Thank you.